Hi guys, this is a new week. So we're going to be looking at what we're having for the market for the week. This week I'm going to be looking at DXY. What is DXY saying as of today? This is a new month, so we're looking forward to having a trade this week. Uh, I come on the monthly time frame. What is the monthly time frame doing? I see, I draw out my key levels. These are my key levels. This zone. This is the mid-range zone around this area. This is my key level, the major zone around this area, this one as well. And if you look critically at these levels, you see that the market has rejected several times from this level and from this region. So that is why I'm drawing my key levels around that area. So the next thing I'm going to be checking is the trend line. What is the trend line saying? I think I have a trend line running from down to up around this area. If you draw your trend line like this, you're going to see that the trend line has rejected the market from this region as well. If you see first touch of this trend line, second touch of the trend line, and this is looking like the third touch of the trend line for a continuation to the upside. However, we have several candles around this area that rejected the market from this region. This is also a minor level, not a major level, but a minor level, because if you see there is a rejection around this area, several rejection, one, two, three, four rejection on the monthly time frame. That's an area of concern. That's an area we should pay attention to. So what I'm also going to be looking at on the monthly time frame is this. So we're going to check the nature at which the market consolidated. This is a consolidation that gives this major move. This is also a consolidation that gave this major move. And this is looking like a consolidation like this and like this, although I can see that the candles around this consolidation is not enough as this and as this. So, but the market has already tested the trend line. Since the market has, because the goal of this consolidation is for this market to touch the trend line, and the market has already touched the trend line and the mid-range zone. So that's why I think that consolidation as of the moment is almost finished. So since we've talked about the trend line and we've talked about the nature of the previous correction, then the next region that we're going to be talking about is this level around this area. What can we see in the present price action as of the moment? So we'll come back, we'll see the market has rejected from this mid-range zone three times, like the first touch of the trend, the first touch, the second touch, and the third touch. And this is looking like a bullish candle, bullish engulfing monthly candle that is going up. So what I can see presently is this: we are bullish on the monthly time frame. DXY is bullish on the monthly time frame. So if I go back to the Euro USD, I'm going to be looking for a bearish setup on the Euro USD because DXY is Euro USD inverted. So this is what I'm looking at. When I come back to the monthly time frame, all I can see as of the moment is a triple bottom for a continuation to the upside. However, this level is kind of a strong level, so I'm going to be expecting a resistance around this level. It's going to struggle around this area. It's going to give a little bit of a struggle around this area. So when we go back to the weekly time frame, what am I looking on the weekly time frame? Oh, look, if you can see on the weekly time frame, the market is already struggling. We have the first resistance, the first weekly candle here, the second weekly candle here, the third weekly, and the fourth weekly candle. That is the struggle that I'm talking about. It's going to take a while. It's going to struggle because that level is a major level. And if you see the market has rejected from this area around this region, rejected the second time, rejected. This is looking like the fourth rejection. But it's looking like it's going to go bearish, but it's not going to go bearish. The market is still strongly bullish as of the moment, although you might have a little bit of a pullback around this region for a continuation to the upside. This is looking like a triple top around this area, but I think the market will still be bullish as of the moment, although the monthly candles is looking bearish as of the moment, but I still think we're bullish on DXY. We're bullish. So I will drop down to my weekly time frame, my daily time frame. This I talked about the monthly time frame. I talked about the weekly time frame. And now I'm talking about the daily time frame. The daily time frame, what I can see on the daily time frame as of the moment is this. We're looking at a high, a low, a lower high. We have an equal high. We have a higher high. We have a higher high. We have a lower high. We have a higher high and we have a lower high from this region. Then we have a higher high. If you check this area carefully, you're going to see that this is a little bit higher than this level. So this is a higher high. Remember that this is a major resistance level. So that's why the market is kind of struggling around this area, but this is still giving us a higher high. This level is a little bit higher than this level. So that's why I still think that the market is bullish as of the moment. So I'm just looking for a little bit of a pullback around this area. The pullback is going to be a 4-hour pullback. So daily time frame, the weekly time frame, I've already discussed about it, what I'm looking at on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, I've already talked about it. We're looking at the highs and the lows of the daily time frame. Then when I come to my 4-hour time frame, what am I looking? I'm looking for a pullback around the 4-hour region. So this is what I'm looking at on the 4-hour time frame. I'm looking for a pullback towards this area. I marked out my key levels on the weekly time frame, and that is why presently we are looking like I'm seeing a double top, a little double top around this area that is going to pull the market downwards. Then if I see a major push towards this area, then I'm going to be taking my buy on DXY. So this is what I'm looking at on DXY. I'm still bullish on DXY. So looking at what the market is going to do around this area. If I see a candlestick confirmation and a rejection around this area, then I'm going to be placing my pending order for a buy around this area. Then I'm going to be looking forward to the market breaking that key level because these are the characteristics of it is going to be a major break around this level. Is this major zone that is causing this series of consolidation around this area, and it's still printing a higher high from the previous high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. So these are the characteristics. All this is happening because of it's about to break a major level. So that's just what the market is saying. So I'm looking forward to buy this market from this region, from around the 99.6 112 region. Then my stop loss is going to be below the structure, below the trend line region around this area. Then my TP1 is going to be around this region. Then my TP2 is going to be all the way up to this region. So I believe the market is bullish on DXY. So if I'm going to Euro USD, I'm going to be looking for a selling bias on Euro USD. That's my thought on DXY as of the moment. Then let's look at what Euro USD is doing. What do we have on Euro USD? Let's come back to the monthly time frame. What am I seeing on the monthly time frame? Structural region around the monthly time frame, I could see key levels that I drew, which is this is a major resistance level. Why do I put this as a major support level? Because we have a series of rejection around this area that pushed the market downwards. Then we have a series of consolidation that dropped the market downwards. Then we have this triple bottom around this area that pushed the market upwards. So these strategically are my key levels that I'm looking at on the monthly time frame. Then chart pattern. I'm also looking at chart pattern on the monthly time frame, which is this triple bottom around this area that pushed the market upwards. Then we have this double top that dropped the market downward. So that's what I'm looking at. I was thinking that this is going to be my thought process as of that time was that this is going to be a triple bottom for a continuation to the downside. However, this market came to this key level and also rejected backwards. So presently, I could see that the market is presently struggling, is consolidating around this mid-range zone around this region. So it's kind of exhaustion pattern on the monthly time frame, which is actually rare to see. So I'm looking forward for the market to continue going downwards. The monthly candles are looking bearish as well. And the new month is looking like there is already a weak rejection formation already around that region. So I still think that the market is bearish on Euro USD. Just like the way that I saw on DXY is also looking bullish. And you know that Euro USD and DXY is opposite each other. They're going opposite ways. So we'll come back to our weekly time frame. What can I see on the weekly time frame? I just could see a series of consolidation around this area, and the market, this place is looking like a strong level as well. The market has rejected in this region for 3 consecutive weeks. So that's a cause for concern. This is also looking like this is also looking like a corrective pattern as well, but just that this is also a major zone. So I was looking at this Fibonacci region. I think the only concern that I have on Euro USD is the Fibonacci because when you draw out your Fibonacci, it's kind of giving an X to E wave pattern, an X to E wave pattern movement. Maybe the market is going to consolidate some more, but the market has rejected 3 weeks around this area. This is the first, second, and the third weeks around this area. So this is a significant level that keep rejecting the market downward. So that's my thought. That's why I think that the X to E wave pattern might not hold. Maybe it's just going to give few more correction to this region, then a continuation to the downside. So I think Euro USD is fully bearish to me. Euro USD is fully bearish. So when we come back to our daily time frame, remember on the monthly time frame, I was talking about the chart pattern and candlestick formation and the key levels. On the weekly time frame, I'm talking about the structural region, and the area where the market rejected. And on the daily time frame, I'm going to be looking at the nature, the movement formation, which is the higher highs and the higher lows. So if we check what's happening in Euro USD, what I could see here is I could see a high here, almost a lower high, then a consolidation as well around this area. Remember, we took a trade around this area that sell to the downside. Then we have a kind of a consolidation around this region that drop the market downwards. So, but this area is a key region around this area. Remember what I talked about on the XY. There is a major resistance, there is a major support around this area. So that's why the market is giving a series of consolidation around this region to break this major level. So this is an important level. That's why the market is struggling. However, overall, the market is still bearish. So when we come back to our 4 hour time frame, let's look at where we're going to take an entrance. This is looking like it wants to form a kind of a base around this area to push up first before the continuation to the downside. So that's what I think on Euro USD. I don't know if it's going to break this region. Then if it's going to break this triple top that I can see here around this region, then it's going to be giving us an X to E wave pattern. But I just see a movement to the upside and a continuation to the downside. That's what I can see on Euro USD. So how I'm going to be taking my trade is this. I'm going to be looking forward to placing my short position. As of the moment, it's kind of still looking like a short position to me. Short position around this area, then my stop loss is going to be above this high, definitely. My stop loss is going to be above this high, then my first take profit is going to be around this region because this market can come here, form a base, and push to up the upside. So my first level target is going to be around the base region around this area because this market can form a base and push up. So once we have a break around that area, then we are going to have a continuation to this region. So that's my thought process. Euro USD is still looking bearish as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is BTC. What am I saying on BTC? BTC is still looking bearish to me. We'll come back to a monthly time frame. What am I saying on BTC? BTC has given a series of consolidation, although the monthly candle ended bullish. So that's what I'm looking at on BTC. It's kind of tricky when it comes to BTC. Last month ended bullish. I still think that this is a structural region. This is a structural level around this area. So it's still bearish to me as of the moment. It's going to come back to complete a base around this area. It has not given a base yet. It's going to come back to give a specific base around this area for continuation to the upside. This is a structural region. This level is a structural region. So I want a series of consolidation around this area to come back and give a base before a continuation to the upside. That's my thought on BTC. So this is what I'm looking at. This is a demand level, a strong demand level around this area that pushed the market upwards and higher high. This high is not significantly higher than this high, so we have a drop towards the downside. So I'm looking for a base, a series of consolidation around the base for a continuation to the upside. So that's my thought on BTC. Then on the weekly time frame, this is what I'm looking at. On the weekly time frame, I'm going to be looking at the formation. This is a double top on the weekly time frame that dropped the market downwards. This is a series of consolidation around this region that pushed the market down upwards. So for now, I'm still bearish. Even if the weekly time frame is looking bullish, I'm still bearish on BTC. Maybe a push towards the upside for a continuation to the downside, that would do, but I'm still bearish on BTC as of the moment. So let's see what the market is going to do. This is not the way that the market reverse. Before a market is going to reverse, it's going to give me a base. It's going to give me a clear base formation. This is not the way the market reacts. This is just looking similar like this. So even this weekly time frame is not going to mean so much to me. I cannot see what I'm looking for as of the moment, but everything is still looking bearish on the weekly time frame. So when I come back to my daily time frame, what am I seeing on the daily time frame? This is looking like it's almost the counter trend line has already been broken, and this is looking like a retest for a continuation to the downside. So that's what I can see on the weekly time frame as of the moment. But I'm not too comfortable taking this trade because the weekly candle is looking bullish as of the moment. So that's why I'm going to be putting a support region around this area. I'm going to be putting a small support region around this area. If we have a break below, then I'm going to be taking a trade for a sell towards the downside. But if we have a break above, then this level, this trade wants to come and test this region again for a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on BTC. But if we have a break below this level, then we're going to see a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on BTC as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be checking is what Euro GDP is doing. Euro GDP, I'm not going to be taking this trade because last month the market is overall, um, I'm seeing a shoulder region around this area ahead. Then this is looking like a correction. But the previous month we had a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, which I thought the market is going to continue going up. But last month ended bearish, very, very bearish, which is surprising to me because this is a structural region. This level was broken without notice, without a candlestick formation that I can see for a continuation to the downside. So, and this month also still ended bearish. So, I still think, for me as of the moment, I still think that I will still be following the bias of the weekly time frame because this is also looking like a head, left shoulder, and multiple formation of left shoulder. To me, there's nothing that have changed. My bias is still the same. The only time I'm going to be looking for bullish momentum on Euro GDP is if we have a break above of this region, a break above, a close above then a retest for a continuation to the upside. Then I know that GDP, Euro GDP will be shooting towards the upside. However, this is still looking like a shoulder region to me. It's still looking like a head, this is looking like a shoulder, and this is can come and just repeat the same shoulder level that I can see around this area. So that's my thought on Euro GDP. Actually, on Euro GDP, I'm favoring the downside more than the upside. Before I'm going to look towards the upside, is if although the weekly candles are looking very bullish as of the moment, but my thought as of the moment is still favoring the downside more than the upside, because what I'm just looking out for this week is multiple consolidation around this region, then for a continuation to the downside. As long as we don't have a break below this region, I'm not going to be selling or buying. If we have a close above this region, I'm going to be buying. If we have a break below this region, I'm going to be selling. That's my thought on Euro GDP as of the moment. Then let's see what the daily time frame is doing. Look, as of the moment, it's still looking bullish. This is looking like a double bottom base for continuation to the upside. So let's see how the week is going to end this week. Let's see what's going to happen in the market this week. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is GDP JPY. Before we check GDP JPY, let's look at what JPY basket is doing. JPY basket on the monthly time frame is this. JPY basket is just like DXY. So any US dollar pair that you're looking at, you're going to be looking at DXY. Then the JPY basket is any JPY pairs that you're looking at, you're going to be looking what the JPY basket is doing. Anything the JPY basket is doing, then opposite of what the JPY basket is doing is what other JPY pairs are going to be doing. So just like the S1 and Euro USD. So on the monthly time frame we'll see a series of correction, then a drop, then a correction, a drop, a correction, a correct. This correction is looking kind of a jagged kind of correction, then a drop. Then we have a correction around this region. We have a triple top, then a drop. But this drop that I can see here is not significantly lower than this initial um this initial consolidation that I could see here is not a lower low. It's looking more like a double bottom to me. So, and if you check this mid-range zone around this area, the monthly candles are actually rejected around this area 3 times. This is the first monthly rejection, second monthly rejection, and the third monthly rejection is giving a kind of a bullish continuation to the upside. That's what I could see on the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, I'm looking for bullish momentum for the JPY basket. On the weekly time frame, this is what I could see. On the weekly time frame, uh this is looking like a bullish formation on the weekly time frame because we have a series of correction, and this structural region around this area has been broken. This region around this area has been broken. So we have a series of correction, 4 weeks of consolidation around this area. This is telling me that the JPY is looking bullish. At least we're going to get to this region again. We're going to get to the 5503 region. That's my thought on the JPY basket. Then let's see what we have. What are the structural regions that I can see on the weekly time frame? This is a structural level that I could see on the weekly time frame, and this level is also a structural region. So this first level target is going to be 54338. Then the second level target is going to be 54337. So that's what I can see on JPY basket. Then on the weekly time frame, then what am I checking on the daily time frame? This is looking like a correction to me as of last week, but we have This is looking like a correction. We have a drop, we have a correction. This is the structural level around this area that has been broken. The structural level has been disrespected. So we have a correction towards the downside. Then we have a continuation to the upside. Then this is looking like a third touch of the trend line. One, two, three. This is looking like the third touch of the trend line for continuation to the upside. Then if you look at this critically, this is looking like a head. This is looking like a left shoulder. And I'm expecting the market to come to this region to touch here for the right shoulder completion, then for a continuation to the upside. So JPY basket is bullish to me. So if I go to my JPY pairs right now, I'm going to be looking for a bearish momentum on JPY pairs. So let's see what GDP JPY is doing. GDP JPY, um, we'll go on the monthly time frame and see what the candles are doing on the monthly time frame on GDP JPY. So on the monthly time frame, what I can see is we have a series of consolidation around this area. This triple bottom that pushed the market upwards. Then we have this kind of this is looking like a kind of a corrective pattern of the head, left shoulder, and a right shoulder that form the base for continuation to the upside. So a base around the neckline of a head and shoulder pattern is now looking like a base for continuation to the upside. That's what I could see here. Then we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push. But if you look at this push, very closely, you're going to see that this push is not significantly higher than the weak rejection around this area. So, and we have a supply region around this level, a strong supply region around this level. So, because of this supply region that I could see around that area, so that's why I'm thinking that it's going to be nice to see a more correction than what has already been formed. That's why I'm still expecting a more correction, a more push towards the downside, although the weekly candles is still looking bullish. But I'm going to ignore what the weekly candles, what the monthly candle is saying because the XY is giving a bullish momentum. And if the XY is giving a bullish momentum, all the JPY pairs is going to be bearish. So that's what I could see on the on the monthly time frame. Then on the weekly time frame, what can I see on the weekly time frame? This is now looking like a double top to me formation. This is looking like a double top formation to me. So I'm expecting this price to come back to test this level or this level for a balance. The market is not looking balanced to me, so I'm expecting a formation to this level for balance, then for continuation to the upside. So this is what I could see as of the moment. This is a double top to me. So what are the important levels that I'm going to be checking around this area? This is an important weekly level. This is also an important weekly level for the market to test for continuation to the upside. So at this level, I'm going to be taking out my take profit one. Then I'm looking forward for the market to get to this second level, but I'll first of all take out my TP1 from this level, then move stop loss to break even. Then if the market gets to this level, it's going to be nice. Actually, this level is what I'm looking at for the market to get to. So what am I going to be checking? There's a trend line that I could also see around this region. This trend line, let's check what the trend line is doing. Okay. This trend line is also an important trend line to check. If you check this market closely, you're going to see that there is a trend line around this region. So I'm not going to ignore that trend line because the market can easily reject from that place as the third touch of the trend line for a continuation to the upside. So I'm not going to ignore that trend line. I'm just going to keep it there to know that if I see a formation on the daily time frame, I'm going to recognize that there is actually a trend line around that region. So I'm expecting a push towards the upside. This is what I'm expecting, a push towards the upside today, tomorrow, then for a continuation to the downside. So this I'm going to be placing my trade on GDP JPY. I'm going to place in my trade like this. Then my TP is going to be here. My TP1 is going to be around this region. Then my TP2 is going to be here. Then my stop loss is going to be above the high around this region. So that's my thought on GDP JPY as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be checking is what AUD New Zealand is doing. AUD New Zealand, I still look at it as a buy towards the upside, still looking bullish to me. Looking bullish to me. Let's come to our monthly time frame. What is the monthly candles doing? It's still looking like a series of bullish momentum towards the upside. Actually, this AUD US, AUD New Zealand has already pushed up significantly, and it has broken the major zone around this region, and it's still looking bullish. So, we'll come back to a weekly time frame for formation. This is a weekly candle formation that I could see. This is a bullish weekly candle formation that I could see. This is a correction, push, correction, and this is looking like a bullish engulfing candle that comes out that engulf the whole 3 weeks. So I'm looking for a pullback to this region. Just looking for a little bit of pullback to this level, then I'm going to be taking this trade for a buy. So my thought is going to be, my trade is going to be taking long on this position, no long position around this region. My stop loss is going to be here. This because this is a weekly formation. This is a weekly candle formation for a continuation to the upside. So my stop loss is going to be around this structural region here. Then my TP is going to be here. First TP is going to be around this level, the top level around this area. Then second TP is going to be, if we have a break above, second TP is going to be around this area. So AUD New Zealand is bullish to me. So this is how I'm going to be placing my trade pending order for a continuation to the upside. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is US 30. US 30 is looking bullish to me. I don't know why. US 30 is really looking bullish to me. It looks like it came to touch the structural region around this region, but let's see what the monthly candles is doing. We have a bearish engulfing monthly candle. I don't know. Bearish engulfing monthly candle. This is a structural region. We have a high, we have a lower high, we have a higher high, we have a lower high. We have a higher high, we have a lower high. This is looking like a structural region around this area, which has already been tested on the monthly time frame. So, monthly candle is still looking bearish, but let's see what the weekly candles is. So weekly candle is looking like it's already ready for a continuation to the upside because this is also a structural region, and we have a bullish engulfing candle that engulfed 2 weekly candles. So, I place a buy trade around this region, around the top region, this area for continuation to the upside. This is a buy trade. So I was expecting the market to reject from this structural level. So as of the moment, it's still looking bullish to me as of the moment because this is a structural region and US 30 don't normally break the structure. It just reject from the structure for a continuation to the upside. But I don't know why because anytime the US 30 is bullish, the Euro USD is going to be bearish. I don't know why they are opposite each other as of the moment. So let's see what the let's see how the market is going to play out. I'm still in this trade for a buy. So from now, from what I could see from the chart, it's still looking bullish as of the moment. So I will still be holding my trade for US 30 and see what the market is going to do. So if you have not entered this trade yet, we're going to be looking for a pullback to test this level. If I could see a pullback to test this level, then I'm going to be looking for more buy position. So just a series of pullback around this area for continuation to the upside. That's what I could see on the XY. Let's look if there's any trend line that I could see. Yeah, There's a trend line, first touch, second touch, and this might be the third touch of the trend line. So let's see what the market is going to do around this area. Then what am I looking at? The next pair that I'm going to be looking at is Brent oil. Brent oil is still looking bullish to me. This is what I could see on Brent oil. Monthly candles are all looking bullish. We'll come to the monthly candles. This is a close above, and this is a series of a push towards the upside because of the war, though. So monthly candles is still looking bullish. Weekly candle is looking bearish as of this week. But daily is still looking bullish. Daily, this is still looking like a base around this area. We have a double top, then we have a base higher high from this high. Daily is still looking bullish. Monthly is still looking bullish. Weekly is looking bearish. So this might be a consolidation, but I still think this market will push towards the upside. So maybe a pullback around this region. Maybe a pullback around this region for continuation to the upside. So market is still looking bullish to me as of the moment. So that's my thought on Brent oil. So the last pair that I'm going to be looking at is GDP AUD. I placed a pending order last week, which did not tag me in. I see what the market is doing. We have a trend line, first touch, second touch, and this is a third touch that broke and continuation to the upside. So a monthly candle is looking bullish. This is a drop without consolidation. I think we have a little consolidation around this area. One candle, one candle, then a continuation to the downside. So we have a trend line that has also rejected the market from this region. So the next time frame that I'm going to be looking at is what the weekly time frame is doing. On the weekly time frame, however, I could see on the weekly time frame, however, I could see it's a significant rejection around this area. But if you look at the weekly time frame very closely, you're going to see 4 weeks candle formation that looks like the weekly time frame has already formed the base for continuation to the downside, for the continuation to the upside. However, this level is holding this market very strongly. So this week is looking bearish. So when I come to the daily time frame, you're going to see the market very clearly. So this is what I'm going to be looking at. I'm expecting a push towards this region for a balance of this region. So if you use your Fibonacci, you're going to see what I'm saying clearly. From the swing low to the swing high, you're going to see what I'm saying. So I'm expecting a balance around this region, a series of correction. Give me a series of correction around this area, like a 3 days, 4 days candle formation around this area. Then I'm going to be looking for a buy around this region. So I believe that this area is going to form a base to take the market higher. So what I'm just going to do easily is I'm just going to draw my counter trend line around this area like this. Then if we have a break above, then I will be taking the trade for a buy. So that's my thought on GDP AUD. So as of the moment, I'll just be looking. I think the market is going to reject around this area or this area. I'm just looking for a series of daily candle formation around this region, a linear daily candle formation around this area. Once I see a linear daily candle formation around this area, then I'm going to be taking the trade for a buy. So that's my thought on the market for this week. So we're going to see how the market is going to play out.